Namaskaram. Vanakkam. Dr. Sivathanu Pillai, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, Professor ISRO, Sri Rajan Arya, Pentagon Press, family members of Abdul Kalam ji, distinguished guests, and others who are all watching this program. My dear sisters and brothers, I am really pleased to be with you all today to release the book 40 Years with Dr. Abdul Kalam, Untold Stories, written by his long-time close associate, Dr. Sivathanu Pillai. Dr. Kalam was a true karma yogi and an inspiration to every Indian. He was truly a people's president who endeared himself to every Indian, particularly the youth. He was an epitome of simplicity, honesty, and wisdom. His contribution to strengthening India's defense and space capabilities is invaluable. I had many occasions to interact with Dr. Kalam when he was in DRDO and later as the President of India. And every time I was struck by the depth of his knowledge and his sincere desire to transform the lives of the common man. He always used to think about the common man, and he believes science is for the betterment of the lives of the people. Science and research. I would like to quote Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji on Dr. Kalam. Then they were Prime Minister and President respectively. Atalji said, quote, after his election to the President of India, Dr. Kalam brought immense grace to it and also a new sense of purpose. That's all his own. Place and position do not make a man. Place and position do not make a man. A man is made of samskaras. Besides discharging his constitutional responsibility with a dignified quietude, Dr. Kalam made Rashtrapati Bhavan the karma bhumi for his pet concerns, which are also the nation's major concerns. Issues such as education, development of science and technology, rural development, and all-round development of our children, who are the most precious asset, where he has been transmitting the dream how to make India a developed nation. That is the dream of the people. And rightly so, Dr. Kalam was always thinking about making India as a developed nation. It was a mission for him. As President, Dr. Abdul Kalam personified dignity and optimism throughout India and abroad. He was regarded in every country as a strong promoter of friendship and knowledge. In recognition of his contribution, NASA had named a newly discovered organism found on the International Space Station after Dr. Kalam in 2017. A good tribute, really. At Rashtrapati Bhavan, Dr. Kalam had encouraged biodiversity in the garden, nurtured medicinal plants, and created an herbal and spiritual garden, which attracted thousands of visitors, especially school children. Spiritual garden. The former president always spoke of the need for India to become a developed nation, given the vast natural resources and the talented pool of human resources in diverse fields. He was convinced that India has the potential as well as the capability to become a developed nation in the near future. In fact, Dr. Kalam generated a vision for each state in the form of display charts. He invited the MPs, members of parliament, to Rashtrapati Bhavan and explained to them the values, core competence, and development schemes of their states. His biggest passion was to motivate and inspire school and college students to work with a passion for nation-building activities. With a median age of less than 30 years, India is among the youngest nations in an aging world. This youth energy should be channelized positively for nation building. This should be the agenda for all the leaders. Channelizing the energy of the youth, motivating the youth. That's why I have also taken a mission to connect, interact with the younger generation by visiting universities, research centers, agriculture farms, and meet youngsters. One is motivation. Second is getting new ideas from the youngsters. I am sure that the recently launched new education policy is a step in the right direction and will help India train its students to meet the 21st century needs. Another area Dr. Kalam passionately advocated is the need to bridge the rural and urban divide. India is a huge country. Agriculture is our basic culture. And we must see to it that this urban-rural divide is bridged at the earliest. He worked in the direction, he thought about it. His Pura model, providing urban amenities in rural areas, laid emphasis on enhancing connectivity and building village clusters to spur economic development. Great vision. The Pradhana Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, launched during then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's tenure, where I had the fortune of being Rural Development Minister, and BharatNet project being steered under the leadership of the current Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, are two visionary programs aimed at connecting our villages with the mainstream. The pain of the exodus of migrant workers due to the recent pandemic reminds us of the need to create employment and economic opportunities in villages and small towns. For this, we have to focus on decentralized planning, capacity building of the local bodies, and large-scale promotion of cottage industries so that our villages and towns emerge as growth centers. We have a great potentiality in our cottage industries. And we must motivate the local bodies, the municipalities, the panchayats, to see that this talent is provided an opportunity. Dr. Kalam established a unique place in the hearts of Indians as the people's president. He was a staunch nationalist, an inspiring orator, and a prolific writer. What made him as an inspiring and much loved leader was the human side of Kalam's personality, which touched many lives. I strongly believe that the ultimate aim of science and technology, as I said earlier, is to make people's lives better. Once during his visit to NIMS in Hyderabad, Dr. Kalam was moved to see polio-stricken children facing difficulty in walking with heavy carriers and made of leather, wood, and steel. Space scientist in him would instantly visualize how to cut the weight and make these prosthetic legs lighter. Soon his team was able to reduce the weight of the carifer from 3 kilograms to 300 grams. by using advanced composite material used in rockets. Later on, Dr. Kalam had commented, quote, "When I see children run around and cycle with artificial limbs we designed, it is sheer bliss," unquote. Not only this, he also worked with the cardiologist, famous cardiologist of Hyderabad, Dr. Somaraju, and developed a low-cost coronary stent called as the Kalam Raju stent. He always wanted society to benefit from the spin-offs of defense and space technologies. I'm happy to note that during the ongoing COVID pandemic, our scientific community has come up with many innovations. India had zero production capacity for PPE kits at the onset of the pandemic in the beginning. But today, we have emerged as the second largest producer of the PPE kits in the world. A remarkable achievement. Challenges were many, but with sustained push by the government, businesses, and other stakeholders, we were able to produce over 5 lakh PPE kits per day. Today, we are in a position to export them to several countries. This story needs to be replicated in other fields to create a truly Atmanirbhar Bharat. The scientists should really focus more and more on this aspect. This was the dream of Dr. Kalam, and he dedicated his entire life to make India self-reliant in defense and space technologies. Similar were his concerns for the environment. He repeatedly said that we have only one livable planet in our solar system. It is our duty to protect the earth and leave a livable planet for our future generation. See the vision of this great man. Even on his last day, while delivering his lecture, Creating a Livable Planet Earth, at IIM Shillong, he cautioned humanity of the harm we have inflicted on nature in our blind quest for development. That's why I always say nature, culture, together for better future. This is the time we seriously follow Dr. Kalam's sagacious advice and adopt a path of development that is sustainable and environment friendly. Our scientists and engineers should come out with innovative technological solutions that are energy efficient, clean and affordable. Our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi has taken lead in this. And it is the duty of the scientific community and also people at large to extend a helping hand so that this mission is fulfilled. Solutions that are energy efficient, clean and affordable. It should be energy efficient, it should be clean and also affordable. That is important. I'm happy that Dr. Pillai has come out with the book 40 Years with Abdul Kalam, providing a gripping first-hand account of Dr. Kalam. The life of Dr. Kalam sends a powerful message about how difficulties and setbacks, when taken in the right spirit, serve as the key ingredients in making us robust in character and mindset. So the ideas of Dr. Kalam, his lectures, his deeds, they should be published more and more. People should come forward to share the experiences of their personal life with Dr. Kalam and also convey to the new generation how that great man was always thinking about the country and its future. He was trying to guide the younger generation. Today's generation should draw inspiration from him and dedicated the work towards building a strong, self-reliant and inclusive India. Books like this will be really useful to inspire the youngsters That's why when I was approached, I immediately agreed to release this book, 40 Years with Abdul Kalam, Untold Stories. Yes, there's a need to see that these untold stories are told, written. Like Dr. Kalam, the youth should think of the out-of-box ideas and use technology for providing solutions to the various economic and societal challenges that impact large sections of India's population. It is also important as a nation to be self-reliant in strategic industries. The book describes how Atmanirbhar Bharat can be realized in the industrial sector. I'm very happy to note that late Sri Pranab Mukherjee, former President of India, another great genius, has written the foreword of this book. Dr. Pillai, as the architect of India's supersonic cruise missile program, BrahMos, has himself made immense contribution to India's defense and aerospace capability. I compliment him for all the achievements made, and I wish him all the very best in his future endeavors also. Thank you, Dr. Pillai. Thank you, Sri Rajanji. And thank you all other friends who are all watching this program. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.